No Film School's NAB 2022 coverage is brought to you by Blackmagic Design and Creative Solutions, which consists of Small HD, Teradek, and Wooden Camera, and Atomos.
So we're here with Barry at Nanlite. This is the man, the myth. People are like, we got to hear from Barry. No, you need to hear from Barry. Barry, you guys got a lot of new stuff this year. Let me know what you got.
Okay, so we've got 720 and 720B. Now, those are our brightest lights we have now. The 720 is 5600 Kelvin, has all the new bells and whistles, and then the 720B is the brightest bicolor that we have currently on the market. And why it is as cool as it is because of the fact it has a constant setup. Now, Nanlite's really excited about this because, you know, sometimes you have that dip when you move from side to side and in the middle it gets bright. Not with us. It's constant all the way across, so you get that full brightness. You can kind of switch modes there to be able to do that. But if you like jump over to 56 or 32, you want that max output, bam, there it is. Right when you need it, right where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I've had problems with bicolor LEDs for that exact reason. You're sweeping across and, you know, let alone the flickering, but technology has improved over the years.
Technology's changed, and they've done something with the color science to make it so that it's better, and makes it so that it's good and dependable for all those folks out there that are shooting on set, which is really cool.
And this is the 720 behind you. I mean, look, what kind of output are we talking about here?
So a 720 for us, I hate to use the watts equivalency stuff because it just makes people go, well, that's not really what it is. But I would say you're at least well over a 2K in incandescent watts for this guy.
But that probably runs off house power and...
Yeah, you can chain multiples of these guys together on house power, not like what you could do in the old days with a 2K. So this guy is going to give you everything that you need in that situation. Super bright. You and I could be standing outside in the sun direct on us, and it would burn us on our faces well down. So that's a really bright light.
Oh, that's great.
The nice thing about it too is it's the new, what we call the Forza 2s. So we kind of upgraded a lot of the things. Nanlite listened to a lot of the folks and said, you know what, we need longer cables, we need longer power cables, we need more of this and more of that. And they've added it in these new lights that we're going to start coming out with over the next year or so.
I think like for independent filmmakers, like we always look at like, oh, like here's the light I want, but here's the budget I have, or here's the output I want, but like here's the kind of power that we're dealing with in-house because we're not often using Jennies, or not often. And so then the innovation of LED is that suddenly that isn't, the equation doesn't even work anymore because we can use these things. We can get that output.
Exactly. I mean, you have that ability to do multiple lights off of maybe a power strip, you know, and like, wow, this is going to really work. Now, a 720 is going to pull some power, that's for sure. But I can put one on one side of the room and another on the other side of the room and another in the other room, and I've got so much light, I don't know what to do, you know. You've got more than what you need, especially with the really sensitive cameras we have nowadays. So it really is cool to have that power at your fingertips, so to speak.
Yeah. And is it all the way dimmable?
All the way, 0 to 100. You've got all the usual effects and things like that that is typical with Nanlite lights. And then you also have the, like I said, on the bicolor, you can go wherever you need to as far as color-wise goes. And that's what's really cool. And then you get the reflector with it. And then you have all of Nanlite's modifiers, you know, the soft boxes, the
egg crates,
Fresnel, the egg crates, the projector mounts that let you do all the cool things. You know, those things help with those little shoots or the big shoots, whatever it is that you're working on.
And you brought out a new tube. Somebody actually was manipulating this tube in such a way that it looked like a lightsaber. Can you tell us?
Yes. So it does look a little like a lightsaber. I got to give you that. It's interesting. It's actually one of our more economical tubes. At $95, anybody can afford it. But it has a pixel mapping on it, as well as you can do just color, or if you just want to use it as a little eye light. Nanlite's thinking behind it was really to kind of go towards the photography market with being able to do some light painting and some of the other stuff. So that's why they made it really lightweight like that. But we've had the video guys start to embrace it already because it has the ability to do DMX. It also has the ability to be able to control with our NanLink app. So these are important things, and they're thinking, well, I can use this little tube. Now it's a T8, not a T12, and we're all used to using T12s. So it's a little bit thinner, but it's nice to have. It really is.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to see one of those. And then I would love to walk over, or is this one of the tubes we're just...
No, with a T8, I can get one real quick if you guys want. Sam, can I borrow your tube? Thank you, sir. That's the T8 right there.
Okay. Can we turn it on?
Okay. I say we can. Hang on. Eyeballs. We need to be able to see.
Are we out of gas?
Yep.
Oh no! Oh, there we go.
Daylight or the HSI, as well as it's got some of the other lovely features on it. You can now it dims down and when you're using it manually here with the local control, you've got 25, 50, 75, 100, 0. But if you're using it with the app, you've got the 1 point increments.
Okay,
so I can go from 2% up to 58%, whatever I want to do with that. So it really is one of those things where you can be able to use it to be able to control whatever you need to. Go right ahead, please. Hold the lightsaber.
See it? Nobody's coming out here for $95. They can just go right to the lens like that.
Exactly. So it allows you to be able to kind of, the sky's the limit with what you want to be able to control. Now at a $95 tube, obviously it doesn't have as much output as our C series or our X series, but it does give you enough to be able to kind of get it in close so you can get a little light on the faces or however you want.
I feel like tubes often are like effects lights anyway. It's not really about the output. It's often about the design, a shape in the background or under a cabinet or something like that. It's more about like the feel of a kind of edgy thing as opposed to like you want output.
Yes,
you're in a different
totally
neighborhood.
agree with you. I mean, to me, a lot of times tubes tend to be the environmental light we have in the background, or what you were saying, under a cabinet, or maybe in a car as an eye light or something like that. So definitely they have their place and their purpose. I find people using them all kinds of weird places now because they're so common for what we do and kind of what it is we're lighting. But it really is something to be able to have a very inexpensive tube that you can do pretty much anywhere because it's so lightweight.
And can we talk about
let's talk about the bulbs.
I'm holding an orb of power.
Yes, you are.
Barry, can you tell me about this?
So these are the new Pavo 10C bulbs. So we came up with something or Nanlite came up with something that basically is a practical. You can use whatever your scene may be, if you're using lamps, if you're using whatever it is that you want to do. Really and truly, it's just a standard bulb like you would buy at like the hardware store. So you screw it into the socket, it turns on. That's pretty much what it does. But it's an RGBW bulb, but it also does a CCT of like 2700 to about 6500 degrees Kelvin. This gives you that ability to be able to kind of wide that range out, or add some color if you want to do that, or add a little bit of this or that. Now the nice thing about these bulbs is we sell them as singles, we sell them as 4s, we sell them as 12s, and kits. And we also sell a lot of accessories for them. Since they don't have a battery on the inside, you actually have the ability to run it off of like an NP battery with an adapter, or we have a socket set where basically you just plug it in, screw the light in, you're on your way, and plug it up to the wall.
Oh, cool.
Then you can also use what we call the power controller, which plugs in USB-C, and then you have, because before you've got to be able to use the buttons, the mode, the on, the off, the different things. This guy right here has a battery on the inside, so it will power it if you need to, and you can see all of the menu settings.
Okay.
So it really allows you to be able to kind of control it. And then the cool thing, or one of the last things that I'll mention, this little gadget is kind of interesting, and I wasn't quite sure when it first came out, but after I've used it enough, it is very cool. So let's say, for instance, you want to have a practical light that allows you to be able to kind of put it into a lamp and have all the light go down and not go up into the air.
Oh, there.
Sticking this guy on and closing it basically tells the light everything goes down. Or if you want to open it, you can have everything go up, depending on what you want to do.
We got to demo this.
So it is very cool.
It's a suction cup.
It attaches with a suction cup. Okay, yeah, I'll let you make the ask.
Yep. How does it attach?
So it attaches with a suction cup that just basically sticks to the top of the bulb. Very simplistic.
I don't have enough hands to like manipulate.
I know. And so you want to be able to open and close it, right?
Oh, there you go. There you go.
So you let the light through when you want to, or you close it if you don't want.
I was on a shoot recently, and the DP like made hats for lights for just that express purpose, like sending the light down. And I was like, I've never seen these hats, and he was just like, yeah, because you want the light to spread down
and around, right?
And not up and bounce off the white ceiling.
Yes.
You guys just put that in a little thing this big.
It's like a little $5 item is all it is.
Yeah.
So, and it sticks to any bulb. So yeah, really cool. And these kits really make it easy for you to be able to kind of go a lot of different ways. I'm already seeing, obviously, a lot of folks on the video side that like to use it for practicals, but then I'm already seeing some photographers that like it as well because they're throwing a little light on maybe their model or whatever it is, just a little hint of something. And then we've seen some crazy stuff where people are running them on these big lights in the backyards and they're doing these whole big scenes of, you know, whatever that might need. So the gambit or whatever you want to go, you can kind of create it with these type of bulbs.
How do you control the color? Like this has this really deep color. Is that built into the bulb? Or
So since it's an RGBW engine inside of there, it has that ability to be able to be controlled
all
to whatever
the way.
you want.
Yeah.
Now, again, like we were talking about with the tube before, this light right here really depends a lot on the Nanlite app.
Okay.
The app allows you to be able to do the minutia of the controls. If you want effects, if you want to be able to control the HSI, all those different things, the app's going to do it for you.
So you turn the light on, it becomes discoverable in the app.
Very much so, yes. It says, because what you can do, whether you can do it here or you're using one of the controllers, you can actually set the channel, and that allows you to be able to find it on your phone or your device, and then be able to just hook it to it through Bluetooth.
I want to walk out of here with like a 4-light kit.
Yes.
I want to just, you know, like you think of like so many scenes where you just want to like set up a bunch of practicals, bring them to a color, bring them to a brightness, and it's like we just weren't able to do that 5 years ago.
No, not at all. I mean, you think about all the gels you used to stick on top of lights because you needed that practical to look just right in the scene. Now you've got that ability to be able to control it. Even with these guys have the green magenta shift. So if you're using something older, you've got that ability to be able to shift it a little bit if you need to.
Oh, perfect. Barry, thank you so much.
Oh yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for coming out and see us at the booth.
Yeah, this is really exciting. I think like for us independent filmmakers, this is what we want. We want to put our hands on stuff, but because it gives us ideas.
Sure.
You gave me 10 ideas just in the interview.
Glad to be of service. I'm glad Nanlite can help you guys.
Some other manipulate them.
Sure, I can.
Okay.
You guys just want some B-roll, okay?
Yeah.
All right, hang on one second. So I'll do that.
And you can keep talking.
Tell me when
Okay.
you're ready. Okay. So that's what's cool about now. Something else that somebody said, you know, they've used some of the other bulbs that are out there on the market. They like the fact that Nanlites are kind of a metal on the bottom. Now they do get warm because this is like the heat sink for it, but it really is easy to do, and it's just a regular bulb. You're just screwing it in.
Yeah.
This top here will actually pop off, and then you've got like the LEDs on the inside, and it just snaps right back on.
Okay.
Very simple to easy to use. Like I said, you've got a lot of accessories here that basically just standard plug into the wall, and you've got a standard T8 socket. And then the same when you're using this guy right here. We've got it to be able to plug it in or screw it into a standard socket, screw our bulb in, and then using the NP battery of your choice to be able to power the light.
Oh, great. Yeah. So you could take some camera batteries and run it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, using the most common battery that's out there on the market, with that being the NP style. But I think this guy right here really does a lot to kind of save you as far as when you plug it in, I can program it exactly what I want it to do, and then allow you to be able to, you know, manipulate the bulb and then unplug, and then you can move over to the app after that. If you just want to, hey, I'm over here, I'm just control it, bring up the brightness or bring it down. So, but really and truly very cool when it comes to a lot of this stuff. And then obviously gotta have these ones.
Yeah, these things are great. Yeah.
They're awesome, aren't they?
Can I just open it?
Sure. You can't beat the ability to just open and close.
Yeah. I love like little simple things like that, little like.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
It's like the aha moment that you have, you know?
Because I think so much of filmmaking is like that. You're rigging things, you're coming up with ideas
Of course.
on set, you know, and it's like nobody has a plan for it, but like we just need that light to go down. You guys figure out a really.
It literally feels like something any one of us would come up with.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is
Or
why
you
it's
just,
so,
like you said, using some
Yeah.
newspaper just so that the light goes down.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Well, awesome, man. This is wonderful stuff, and we're psyched to see it. And I'm gonna hold this orb one last time.
Yeah.
This is like the fellowship of the orb.
We're walking in the fellowship.
You see, like the light is shining upon us.